All right, we are green. Brothers and sisters, welcome back. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, our beautiful country, but how we're going to fix both of those things together because they are directly linked. And thank you for tuning in. Guys, what we're going to talk about is something I've been looking forward to reporting for you guys all day long. I've pieced it all together, but you know that pesky small arms treaty UN thing, blue helmet fiasco that we always like to talk about, but we're not allowed to talk about it. We're in it, but we're not supposed to be in it. You know, that whole thing? Yeah, we just had our United States rep pulled from it because Trump didn't like it. I think because an organization in the United States and you guys raised hell about it. Amazing job. If you guys are enjoying this content, you're not sick of winning just yet, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on because we are on march towards freedom and backhanding tyranny every chance we get, and we'd love to have you along for the ride. And as you guys are getting in here, make sure our audio and video is good. And we could not do this without our sponsor, Ammo Squared. Guys, if you're looking for like a warehousing solution in case, you know, the next run on those freedom seats happens, you're insulated. You can do incremental storage. You can do deployment demand, all the stuff you could imagine for those freedom seats. There's a link in the description box below to their Instagram page. Check it out. They're wanting you to see what they got going on. It is something I think you'll enjoy. And thank you to them for making this possible. All right, guys, so as we get in here, you guys are showing up per usual, so I owe it to you to get right into it. Guys, all the stuff that I'm covering is on my X account, at BradenLOA. Make sure you follow over there. We're rushing towards 10,000 followers, and we've been doing it 3 weeks. So thank you so much for that. In fact, I really wanted to know what you guys thought on this NRA question I got right there. So jump over there. Let me know your thoughts on the NRA. But let's get to this goodness, and then I'll jump into your comments and your chats and your questions. All right. This coming from the National Association for Gun Rights. And before I tell you what they did, I want to say something, a little hat tip to them. I genuinely don't know of another gun group that is going on the offensive against gun control internationally at the UN level. I've seen NAGR do multiple different pieces of content, multiple different testimonies. I've seen a lot of stuff, and I'm pretty sure, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but they're the only ones I've been seeing taking on the global offense. So they get a hat tip for that. They are also linked with all this stuff. All right, so here's the backstory. Right now, the United Nations State Department Representative William Malzahn is in Geneva for the UN Small Arms Treaty meetings, despite laws barring taxpayer dollars from funding this treaty. Now, as you can see here, and this is a really important part, tagged at the White House, at Elon Musk, and at real Donald Trump, it's time to yank his keister home now. So if you guys are not fully familiar, and you're just now filtering in here, the Small Arms Treaty is something we talk about all the time in the gun world because that's how they're going to try to do back-end gun control through the treaties of the United States, through the ratification in the Senate versus actual passed legislation. Well, the guy who we had there who wasn't supposed to be there just got the old yoink. Excellent work, guys. Excellent work. And let me show you a few other things. Again, this is all coming. It's on my Twitter feed or my X feed. You can follow it. Let me show you some other things that that NAGR put out are on the same convention. This is one of the representatives, and then the leader, Dudley Brown, shows you the second. Watch this.
The current legal framework for national control system has been elaborated with support of the EU and US through their respective outreach programs tailored for the partner countries and updated in 2014. Legislation incorporates all fundamental standards, principles and criteria set by EU legislation and relevant international instruments in connection with arms trade control, including Arms Trade Treaty.
The American. All right, I'm gonna redo this real quick because it's actually a video that I didn't hit, but I know the right point. Okay, we're gonna go about to 30 seconds. So what she's talking about is the arms trade treaties and all the different things that the UN pulls, and they're gonna try to basically supersede the United States Constitution, which, by the way, I highly don't recommend doing that. But anyway, that's just me. Let's keep going. The video was not playing right, but now it should be. Let's get it.
Including Arms Trade Treaty.
The American representative to the Arms Trade Treaty, I introduced myself to him the very
That's Dudley Brown. That's the leader of NAGR, just so you guys know.
first day. Figured, hey, he works for me, right? Works for my government. He
America.
said he helped draft the original ATT. And
okay. So not our type of American.
not really our type of American.
So let me show you what he's kind of talking. He's talking about drafting the original gun control proposals that would be adopted at a UN level. Okay, that's what they're talking about, just so you guys know. This is while they're basically breaking this down over beers.
And he immediately led off with, I don't agree with you. He said, I think that the state should have the sole monopoly over the tools of self-defense.
Oh, that's not concerning.
No, not concerning at all.
Yeah.
Now, of course, the not concerning of all point right there that he was saying was sarcasm. Of course, it's concerning. That's why he's saying it's not concerning, because it's a joke. So the guy who is in the actual UN delegation at the state representative, this guy, again, I'm going to show you how this turns out in a second. This guy, State Department Representative William Malzahn, says, well, I think the state should have full control over the Second Amendment. Oh, nay, good sir. Again, remember that tag that we talked about? The White House, Elon Musk, and then real Donald Trump? Yep, let's get right over here to a current update on this one. Also from NHGR breaking, we're hearing that State Department employee William Malzahn has just been yanked from the floor of the Arms Trade Treaty meetings in Geneva. Your pressure worked. The U.S. has no business sending delegates to support the UN Small Arms Treaty. So, again, I showed you what he did. I showed you what we talked about with the pressure campaigns on X, which is why you need to follow all these accounts, mine included, at Braden LOA, because we have actual sway. And then you've got the example of who we're dealing with, and very shortly the next day, he's been removed from the negotiations completely. Guys, we are winning. We are winning. In fact, if you go right down here to Hannah Hill, who is fully involved in NAGR, I'm not going to say woohoo in a loud tone, but you get it. Finally, the U.S. law banning taxpayer dollars going to the UN Small Arms Treaty is being followed, possibly for the first time in years. Guys, this is all because of your activism. This is because you are being active. We've been sending people over here as United States, goodness gracious, I'm going to say it right, State Department reps to talk about how UN can have all these different gun control pieces through a international treaty. Bump that noise. It's against the law for taxpayer funding to do that. Well, that got pulled pretty quick. And that's my entire point. The point is, we are making this happen. I'm going to jump into your chat real quick, and I'm going to basically answer any questions you guys had, and then I'll recap this really quickly. Everyone's got good audio, good video. Big fish pulled. I don't even know what that means. Oh, so people, you guys are talking about getting onto my X feed and doing that in our NRA poll. That's awesome. Sweet. You guys don't have a lot of questions on this. So if you're just now getting in here, again, let me recap this just to show you the power of what we're dealing with while we're waiting for the whole Pam Bondi thing that's coming up this coming week. You had a state representative, a State Department representative in the room with negotiations on gun control through the Small Arms Treaty at the UN. We do a little bit of a post through a 1.2 million viewed post from NAGR tagging Elon Musk, Donald Trump, and the White House. And then a day later, they're yanked. Guys, I'm telling you, they are paying attention to what's happening. It's a big thing. I know it wasn't a really long video, but this right here, NAGR deserves a little bit of credit. And honestly, so do you guys, because I have a feeling that some of you were involved in this tweet that had, or this post that had 1.2 million views a day and a half ago. So good work, guys. It was a quick one. That's all I wanted to show you what was happening in the UN level and how we're winning there too. And I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.